And you'll see when it's live, you'll see it down here. It'll be in blue letters. It'll be stream live. Okay, hit that.
Start streaming.
Okay, you're live. See right now, you're live. See that?
All right.
3 seconds live. You see the microphone working and
All right, so
everything.
now actually just
Okay, that thing is saying it's streaming.
all right, so that's where we're pointed right now?
Yeah, that's what you're doing right now, see?
Cool.
Okay, now just don't come out of this app because you'll stop this, it'll pause,
All right, so
okay?
just leave it.
That's what causes it jerk stuff to go on.
All right, see you in a bit. Thanks.
Yeah, that's all I'm here to do. Look, there's no shortage. It's every room I walk into. No way. That's your portfolio. David, good to see you again. Yes. Come over here. There is Gene. There's Gene. Oh, I forgot all about it. I was going to come over here with you and I got caught up in Grace's first full time.
What's up, how are you?
Be right at press conference.
It's okay, Joe. I'm okay. Don't worry.
All right, Joe. Hey, if we had a cool reporter for the ribbon cutting today, it was going to be you.
Wow.
Yep.
What we did.
You won the coin flip between you and Sam. We would be the cool reporter in there. Everybody excited for basketball today? If we have this many people show up for basketball, we're going to have their press conference in here too. Back over.
What's the media room at?
What media room? Across the hall, it's full of boxes right now. It's video equipment and everything. There's a green screen wall. That's where we're going to do, at least, my understanding, at least some of the interviews are going to be. There's actually an area at the bottom of the slide that leads out to practice fields. It's just kind of an open, wide corridor. That's going to make a lot of sense for post-practice interviews, players, just kind of on their path from locker room to practice field. We'll put up some of those portable banners. It's one of those things that we'll in here and figure out how we're going to use it.
Would it be okay if we set it here?
Today? Yeah. They said there's nothing.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. It works. Well, welcome to the first ever press conference in the new building. This is pretty cool. You know, the seats are the same, but the building is different, and what a great day it's been, man. It's been an unbelievable day in so many ways. Just a lot of emotions today, all across the board, from just, you know, excitement about the new class, excitement and joy about the new building, excitement about my son, sadness about my friend, and just been quite a day. It really has. But you know, so good to see so many people today, and most importantly, to have a great group of young men that signed up to come be a part of our program. As I said this morning, it's always exciting when young people choose to come be a part of our program. You know, first of all, we got better because we had a great group leave, and we got some very talented guys that came in here to kind of fill some voids and to continue to move forward. But I just love it when these guys, you know, choose to be a part of our program because we lay it out for them. We don't sugarcoat anything. We're very open and transparent in how we recruit and talk about our program. And so it scares a lot of guys off. I really believe that that's a good thing. And, you know, but it's exciting because there's a lot of really, really talented football players that really want to be a part of the way we do things here. And that never gets old for me. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the players, their parents for buying in and believing in who we are and how we do things here at Clemson. This is a small class. It's the smallest class that we've had since '09, my first class. But another excellent group of quality young men. I think it's our 7th top 15 class in a row. We've become very, very consistent in how we recruit and really how we do everything, whether it's academically, how we compete on the field, how we respond to certain things, and I don't have any doubt that this will be another excellent group that'll join the fold. The thing for me is, as I've always evaluated our program and our personnel, you know, this is the 3rd year in a row that the winningest senior class in school history has left the building. 3 years in a row. So we've got a lot of really talented. It's just kind of the next group's got that challenge. They just kind of one up them. And so we've got a lot of really good players that have walked out the door. And you know, so it's critical that we bring in the right folks in the front door when you got the other group leaving. And that's what we've done. You know, we've got a very specific way that we recruit, and we don't really compromise. We don't make a lot of mistakes. We're certainly not perfect, but we work really, really hard in evaluating these guys, and because we really want championship people and players. You know, that's really how it starts for us, and we stay disciplined to that and how we go about our business. And I really think we've done that with this group. We got 4 mid-years, and then 10 signees today, 14 guys. And again, small class, but most of them have been committed since the summer. We met all of our critical needs. You know, that's the other thing. We don't just fly by the seat of our pants and just go recruit guys. We stick to our plan, and we focus on the needs that we have, and then we move on. We're loyal to the guys that are here, and we believe in developing the players that are already here on the roster. So, you know, we met our needs. I don't have any doubt with this group. Plus, we always work really hard to bring in a few, you know, walk-on guys that we think, you know, fit our culture and fit the program. We've got 2 or 3 this year. And really only one that I can talk about per the rules, and that's my son Will. So, you know, really special day for me to you know, have Will choose to be a part of our program. Really special. I had a chance to go over to Daniel and and celebrate that for him. You know, Will grew up here. He's from preschool, kindergarten, elementary, middle, and high school. And, you know, he's grown up a Tiger, and this has been his dream. He had, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 opportunities to go other places. And to me, as his father, I'm really proud of him and how he kind of handled himself in high school and how he's handled all the other stuff. But as the coach, I'm even more proud because if there's anybody that knows any wart that we may have in the program and knows the people inside and out, it's my son. And for him to choose to, you know, want to stay here and be a part of that, I think that's the best compliment that I can give to people in this building. So I'm very thankful, and that's one of the reasons I want to have a great culture here, because I want my own son to want to be a part of that. So it's exciting to have him come join us, and you know, he's a good little wide out, and I don't have any doubt he'll you know, carve out a niche for himself there, and he has a chance to help us, you know, right away as a holder. He's held for 5 years, and you know, with our first 2 guys, Seth and Teasdall, moving on, there's a void there. So just excited to have him join the fold, and look forward to getting started with him. Very young team this year. That was something that, you know, I guess, you know, a lot of people didn't really pay much attention to because we had some really headline type talent in Sean and Mike, some guys like that, but really young team. And that's why we could only sign 14 guys. And next year's class is probably gonna be the same or smaller. So you're talking about 2 years in a row. I mean, right now, we have 10 scholarships for next year. That's what we got. 9 guys, and we have 1 guy that moved on, and we got 9 seniors on scholarship. So, that's what we got. And now you anticipate there might be a few juniors that maybe come out next year, so maybe that number grows a little bit, but I don't anticipate it being much bigger than where we are this year, and again, maybe less. But, so the bad news is that we, you know, a couple small classes in a row coming up. The good news is we got a lot of champions on this team. We got a lot of guys that have been a part of a lot of winning that are right here in this program. We were a freshman, sophomore football team this year. Next year, we will be a sophomore, junior team. So our next big class where we'll be able to sign a full group will be in 2019. So just, you know, weird how it all works out, but really excited about this group again. I think this group keeps us moving forward and helps us to continue to have that competitive depth that we like. The 4 mid-years in the spring is huge for us. You know, we've had kind of different, we've had 1 year we had a bunch, and then we've had 1, and we've had, you know, 4, whatever, different numbers, but we got 4 really good mid-years that we're excited about, a quarterback, 2 backers, and an offensive lineman. I think it's great to have them on campus and get a head start with them, especially with a small class. And then the rest of the guys will be joining us this summer. The breakdown for this year's group, we've got 8 guys on offense, 3 offensive linemen, 2 quarterbacks, 2 receivers, and 1 running back. And then over on the defensive side, we've split it up, 2, 2, and 2. 6 guys, 2 DNs, 2 linebackers, 2 DBs, both of them corners. Really excited about the breakdown of the class. And I think the other thing to point out is it's a small class, but the biggest thing with our program that has changed over the last 5 or 6 years is just the reach of our brand. I mean, people, they know Clemson, and young players, they wanna come and check it out. They wanna come see Clemson. And you know, the thing we've always known is when people come visit Clemson, usually they're gonna like it. So it's really, really good to have the reach that we have. We signed kids from 10 different states, and a couple states that were a little different. We go back and got one from Ohio, and had one since Cole. We got my first recruit from Louisiana. I think the first ever recruit from Indiana. A couple from Tennessee, and one from New Jersey. So really excited about the brand and how the reach has really grown for us. And speaking to that, we've got one of the best running backs in the country, and you know, really didn't know until 10 days ago. And this is a young man that had offers all over the country, and could have gone anywhere, really. And he ended up coming to Clemson. And I just think that really speaks highly of the strength of the Paul. Really happy to have Travis join us as well. But tremendous effort by everyone. There's always a lot of work that goes into putting a class together. Not a lot of drama for us today, other than just the emotion of the day and all that has gone on today. But just awesome. These guys have been locked in and solid from day one, and just no issues. And committed people. And that's what we knew about them in the recruiting process, and they've stayed that way the entire time. Our coaches did a great job. Our support staff, our wives, everybody worked so hard to do a great job in the recruiting process and make people feel welcome and do a good job of articulating who we are and the message of our program. And just appreciate everyone, especially our team. That's the greatest recruiters we have, is our team. And to be honest with you, that's why we've done well, is because of the relationships that we have here in this team, in the locker room. Those things resonate in the recruiting process. So just great appreciation for everybody involved and Streeter and the job that he's done. For us, we're going to take a short break tomorrow, take a little break for a few days, and then we really haven't had one since the national championship, 15 games. And it's been every day, but it's been awesome. It really has. It's been a lot of fun to just get out and see a lot of people. But we're going to take a little break as a coaching staff, and then we're going to come back and get after it after this break. We've already started on our 2018 class, and already excited about the prospects that we have. Again, not going to be a big class, but we're going to sign an elite class once again. Excited about getting started with this team, this 2017 team. They're already up and running. And when we get back, we'll start rolling our sleeves up a little bit as coaches and really diving in with those guys. We've got a lot of self-evaluation to do, a lot of quality control. We've got a lot of things that we've got to study and learn. And I think that's one of the things that we do best, is how we start over, how we learn from the season, and how we evaluate. So that process will start really pretty much immediately, and then we're going to get this thing going. So. The spring ball is right around the corner. We're going to start March 1st, and the spring game is going to be on April 8th. So ready to get going with that, and with that I'll take the questions.
Coach, you mentioned the small size of this class, but do you think it might be player for player the most talented class that you've signed?
I don't know. It's really hard to say. I think that it's just quality. That's all I can tell you. And the biggest thing, too, that really a lot of times we really don't talk about as much, is what kind of program they're coming from, how they were coached, the culture that they're bringing in with them, because that's all. They only know what they know, and then the parents, the families. And I mean, it's just this group from top to bottom, just absolutely incredible families that are coming in these doors with these players. Not to mention coming from just some excellent coaching and programs. So I'm excited about all of these guys.
Steve, this is the first time we've seen you. For just a minute, we take a reference to you talk about adding Mickey and Todd to the staff and kind of the thought process behind that.
Yeah, just always have a plan. I mean, there's really nothing that really ever catches me off guard. I think that if you're in this position, you get caught off guard, you're probably not doing a very good job. You're probably caught off guard in a lot of other areas too. So I always have a plan in that regard, and I'm always thinking. So certainly hate to see Dan retire. I tried to talk him out of it, but man, he earned it. And he told me about 4 o'clock in the morning after the national championship game. He had a big old cigar in his hand, and we were sitting there, and highlights were going, and all this and that, and we were all celebrating. And he said, "Coach, I think I'm done." And I just looked there, and my heart, but I love Dan Brooks. I mean, he's a mountain of a man, gentle soul. He's been so good for the game, has impacted so many lives. just loyal, a joy to work with every single day. But, you know, he's 65. He coached his 400th game this year. He coached a couple All-Americans. He won the national championship. It was like, you know, drop the mic, you know, and just ride off like John Wayne, you know, what do you say? So that was, and he didn't want any, you know, he said he kind of thought about it this summer, but typical Dan, he didn't want anybody to know anything because he just never wants anything to be about him. That's just how he is, and I really didn't want it. He just literally, he was mad that I made a big deal out of it, you know, the parade, the banquet, and all that. But man, he deserved it, and so did Kathy, his wife. You know, the wives. I mean, this coach 43 years, I guess. Then Marion, you know, there's only 32 of those D-line jobs in the NFL. And he said, people don't know, but Marion's probably had 4 or 5 jobs offered to him over the last couple of years. And he's turned them all down to stay here. He's had some good ones. Some in college, some in the pros. But Marion Hobby is a great friend, incredibly loyal. Been with me, I guess, 6 years now. And this was the one that he felt like was the right opportunity for him. And he's known Doug a long time. They Tennessee together, coached together with the Saints. And he just felt like this was the right timing for him. And so happy for him. He's just awesome. So, you know, with change, you get opportunity to transition and things like that. There's some legislation coming on board with the NCAA.
Hey, Coach, what's up? Little deja vu. What's up? Good, good. Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. Just messing with you. Little deja vu, yeah.
Is this a setup?
No, I just found it out. I saw you on the TV downstairs, so I was like, yeah, let me just come in and mess
You
with
got anything you want to say?
you. Nothing, happy signing day. Yeah.
You did it last year, we won it.
All right, good. Thanks for coming back. Oh, Lord. You know, with the, there's some legislation coming about in NCAA that, that's the kind of guys we got right there. It's unbelievable. You know, hopefully, the 10th coach is gonna pass here in a couple months, and we've kind of planned for that. We've had a plan in place for that for a while. You know, being able to get Mickey right on the field right now and out on the recruit trail was critical. He's gonna, you know, he's a younger Dan Brooks. That's probably the best thing I can say. I mean, you know, he's coached high school ball a long time. They have great relationships, and he really understands the recruiting process. He's been on it on the other side for many, many years, and he's going to do a great job. And obviously, with being able to get that extra coach, I wanted to be able to have 2 D-line coaches, 2 secondary coaches, and we will eventually get back to that. That's kind of where we were initially, because I had Hobby, and Hobby was going to be able to just handle the D-line until, you know, hopefully we get the 10th coach, and then we get back to having 2 D-line coaches. Well, then this came up with Hobby, and really did not, like I said, that one, you know, didn't know. Nobody really knew. It just kind of happened. But I had a good plan on what direction I wanted to go to. I've had my eye on Todd Bates for quite a while. Just really, really excited about having an opportunity to bring him in the fold. Y'all gonna love him. He's gonna be great. I did not know him at Alabama. Obviously played at Alabama, but I didn't know him. I didn't recruit him. I wasn't there when he was there. I had never met him until 2008. Right after I got the job, I went and spoke at a quarterback club in Gadsden, I believe, and he was there. That's the first time I'd met him. He played with a lot of guys that I recruited, but I did not know Todd. So that's the first time I met him, and then just crossed paths with him over the years. You know, he's come and worked our camp about 3 times. In fact, Dan Brooks called me over to the side, you know, a year or so ago when he had his Achilles and sitting in a golf cart, couldn't really work it, and he just made a point to say, that guy right there is a special coach. And I've just gotten to know him very well. He's really gifted. I love his age. He's about to be 34, got a great family, and I just think he's a great fit for us. He's coached the whole front, can certainly handle that. He's an outstanding player, a captain, so he's a leader, and just fits. You know, he fits, and gonna bring great energy in all areas. So, really excited about bringing him on board as well. And then hopefully as we move through the rest of the spring, we'll get the rest of the staff kind of all in place.
Coach,
Dabo, I know how excited you must have been to have Will here. How much did you and he discuss that dynamic? I mean, I worked for my dad growing up for a while, and there were some pluses and some minuses.
Yeah, really not a lot, just because we've just had an unbelievable relationship his whole life. We've always been very close. I've coached him in baseball for several years. I've helped him use basketball team. I've coached him in camps every summer since he could walk. I haven't really gotten involved in his football stuff other than just really being dad. But I think it's special because, again, it's really not an issue. He knows me, and trust me, he knows that when we're out here on the field, I'm coach, and I'm gonna help him get better, and he'll be just like everybody else, jump in line and go compete, and that's just the way it is. But he's excited. He's excited about being a Clemson Tiger. This is his dream, and very few young men get the opportunity to achieve their dream, and it's just special to me to watch him, because I'm just telling you, and I've done this a long time, and I've never recruited anybody that's worked harder to make his dream happen, and to prepare himself to be the very best he can be. And it just really, in all areas, I mean, it just really makes me proud. And he's just I don't know, he's got a 4 point something. I don't know, it's just unbelievable. I'm just really proud of him.
Coach, you've been trying to.
Quarterback here, and well, two of them in this class, but Hunter obviously at the top of a lot of recruiting rankings and stuff. How having gone with Deshaun and seeing him come through and compete, pretty much from day one for a starting job, how prepared do you think Hunter is for really challenging in that competition this spring?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't ever assume anything. I really don't. I mean, I think that he's got an incredible skill set. As talented a guy as we've signed, I don't think there's any question about that. But you got to just go to work. I mean, and that's what Sean did. When Sean came in, we had Chad Kelly, and we had Cole, we had guys, and he just kind of jumped in line and went to work. We thought Sean was going to be pretty good, but he had some developing to do physically and all that. But all you can do is just go through the process and then evaluate. There's so much that goes into it, and we got to get some water on the bridge before I can really evaluate that. As far as just his potential, off the charts, tremendous. I mean, he's got a great arm. He's a lot bigger than Deshaun was coming in. He's bigger, heavier, but he's got the skill set, but how does it translate? You just never know until you start coaching a guy. So I just think you make a big mistake as a coach when you just assume those things. I mean, he's got a lot to do. Now, I see him working. He's one of those driven guys, highly self-motivated, and it's very easy to notice that. But how does he translate? Once we start getting installation going, how does he process it? How does he transition to the speed of the game and with the decision making and the size of everyone and the timing and high school, this is your margin for error. In college, it goes to here, and in pro, it goes to there. How does he transition? I don't know until we get out there and go let him compete. But he certainly will have that opportunity this spring.
Coach, you've been trying to explain for the last few years how good of a football conference the ACC has been. Now with the performance in the bowl season, you're finally getting that recognition from the media. Several have anointed the ACC the best football conference in the nation this past season. How much easier does that make it when you go into the homes of recruits, especially here in the Southeast?
Well, I think it changes the narrative that for years everybody's tried to kind of force down everybody. It's kind of that kind of goes away a little bit because, and again, the reason we've been so successful in all those big games, whether it's SEC, Big 12, Big 10, is because of two things. One is the people that we have here, how we practice. What we have to go against every single day. Number one, that's really the key. You have that type of competition on your practice field every day. And then the second thing is the league we play in. I've said it for several years. And again, just look at the draft. Look at the national award winners, the defenses that we've played. So we just have not been overwhelmed by anybody. And, again, there's a lot of rhetoric that gets thrown out there that sounds good, but it don't always match up, not to recent history. You look at the last 3, 4, 5 years, you can just see where this league has just transformed. It's a tremendously competitive league. You better bring it every single week. It's deep, 11 bowl teams. And I guess we were, 8-3 in the bowl games?
11-4 overall.
What was it?
I think it was 11-4 or 11-4 versus the SEC rather.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
so head to head against the SEC there. I mean, that's really all you need to know. It doesn't really, nothing else needs to be said. But it doesn't mean we're the greatest league or anything. It just means that this is, how you measure all that stuff. Maybe from year to year it fluctuates, but I just know this league has been very competitive for many years now. Having been in the SEC for 13 years, and now in this league for 14 years, I have I think a pretty good gauge of what it looks like. And man, this is great coaching, great players, and it's awesome to see our league have the success that it's had over the past few years.
Who are some of the guys in this year's class who you think can make an immediate impact this year?
Yeah, I think that, first of all, when you start talking about those things, you gotta look at need. Sometimes you got guys that make an impact simply just out of need, because you may be thin at a spot or something like that. And then, the next thing is just, maybe just where they are physically. Sometimes guys come in and they're just physically ready. If they can grasp on mentally, then they have a good opportunity, like a John Simpson, for example. Goodness gracious, he just physically so gifted. He was able to, he didn't become the starter, but man, he made some unbelievable progress throughout the season, and I'm just really excited about that. So sometimes you have a little bit of, of that, but just looking at this class, I think, first of all, speaking of need, running back. We've got 3 running backs on scholarship this spring, so whether he's ready or not, he better get ready, because there's a big need. So that's just kind of, sometimes that's the way it is. And then you look at the physical aspect of it. So you look at a guy like T. Higgins. Mike Williams just walked out the door. There's a 6'5" guy that we've had in camp. We have good working knowledge of as far as the skill set. So the same thing with Amari. Artavis is going out. Amari is a strong, tough, physical young guy. Can they grasp it mentally? We'll see. And I think, those 2 guys have a chance to jump in there. And obviously, one of the quarterbacks can certainly get in the mix. I don't know if both will play. I have no idea. There's just no, our thing is come in and we tell them all, come in and prepare to be the guy. You don't come in here prepared to be the starter and win the job, you cheat yourself and you cheat the team. So that's how we challenge all these guys. But I think you look over at the defensive line side, there'll be a couple of those guys. We got 2. We'll see how that all plays out. But these are 2 physically gifted young men. They're not guys that are lean for the position. These are some physically developed young guys that I think will have a chance. And then we've got some really good players returning in the secondary, but the length of Leanthony and AJ is a little different. So we got to go and evaluate all that stuff and see how it plays out. But all of them have a chance to make an impact. All 14 of them. We just gotta see how it plays out. And then, as I said earlier, Will, he's got a chance to make an impact as our holder. Right? Nobody wants to talk about that, but I'm losing sleep over Seth being gone and T's gone. It's not often you lose your first and second team holder in the same year, because we've been pretty solid right there. So, I am thankful that he's got 5 years of good experience doing that.
Coach, of the last, say, 8 or 9 years, has the message ever shifted from come help us build this to maybe help us maintain this or help us keep this championship level? Has the message shifted a little bit?
Not really. The message is just, come be great, come be a part of, something special. And, we lay it out, this is who we are, this is the way we do things. Come and, be a part of it. Just buy into the overall, daily grind of what we do and how we do it here at Clemson. It really hasn't changed much. I mean, it hasn't had to. I mean, certainly winning the national championship, that's really the only, we had a lot to sell. It's not like, we've done everything multiple times. So we've got a lot to sell to these guys, especially academically, to go along with the success on the field. So now, winning the championship just kind of, I think, just makes the conversation even better, but it hadn't really changed a lot.
Is there an easy answer for people who wonder about the small class sizes, kind of back to back to back?
Yeah, simple math. I don't understand, how you sign 25 every year. 25 times 4 is 100, all right? And I don't think 25 freshmen play every year. I've never known 25 freshmen to play every year. You usually redshirt a lot of those guys, and so if you got 85 scholarships when you start the season and you lose 12, I don't know how you sign 25. Unless you're running guys off or whatever. That's just not how we operate. We love our guys. We're committed to our guys. Our job is to develop them. It's till graduation do we part. We've got 14 spots. We've got 14 spots. That's what we had. We got one spot left, and that's going to be for whoever wins the punting job. We're going to have a heck of a little punting competition, and whoever wins is going to get that scholarship in the fall. But we got 14 to give. That's what we had. And again, like I said, next year we got 9 seniors. And we have one guy lead the program, so I've got 10 scholarships in my pocket for 2018. And again, you evaluate your sophomore class, that'll be juniors. There's some guys in there that, as time goes, maybe will project to go sign 12, 13, maybe 14, I don't know. There's certainly, sometimes things happen that you don't know about. Sometimes a guy has a medical that you never saw it coming. Sometimes a guy will just leave your program. You didn't see that coming. So that can affect your number. But for us, we don't project on it. Here's our number, is what we recruit to. And we're very disciplined with that. And we believe in developing our players. This is a developmental sport. And we pour into these guys. I always tell them, man, hey, just, good wood will burn once it's lit. Sometimes it just takes a little longer to get it lit. Marcus Edmond, good wood. Just took a little bit longer to get lit a little bit. There's a lot of guys like that. Ryan Carter, C.J. Ford. Our roster's full of good wood. Jadar Johnson, that sometimes takes a little bit longer. Sometimes you get some good kindling in here, just right out of the gate, just a big old flame. Other times it takes a little longer. And our job is to nurture that. So, we're very much a developmental program, and that's why our guys graduate. That's why we've got unbelievably uncommon graduation percentage here, because guys stay. You just look at the draft this year. You've got 103 juniors that have come out early for the draft, and only 8 of the 103 have a degree, and 4 of the 8 are from Clemson. And not just 4 guys leaving early. You're talking about Deshaun Watson, Wayne Gallman, Mike Williams, and Artava Scott. 2 of them graduated in 3 years. That's just the culture that we have. So our guys graduate, they stay, and it's awesome. You got a guy like Crowder who could have left and comes back for his 5th year. Same thing with Carlos Watkins this past year. We have a culture like that here. So that's the only way I can explain it is, I don't know how to create more scholarships. Somebody teach me that math, maybe I can figure it out. But we're loyal to the guys that are here. That's who I'm committed and loyal to.
Coach, gradually last few years, you've had your hay in the barn early. Last year, you had a suspenseful announcement with Gary, but this morning, you had all your faxes in by 10 a.m. Has it just kind of worked out that way, or do you conscientiously recruit players that you think are willing to commit early?
No, it just happens that way. Yeah, I try to talk them out of commitment. I really do. And I'm successful from time to time because they didn't really mean it, And so I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. But that's why we don't have a lot of drama. I'm not interested in just getting guys committed. I'm interested in guys that know what they want to do. And if they need more time, take that time. Don't be in a hurry. But I just think that the recruiting process is so different. These guys know everything. They know that, okay, we're gonna take 2 wideouts. That's what we're taking. And, you know, I'm not gonna turn down this kid and wait on this kid. When, you know, they're great players. That happens all the time. We evaluate, we make our decisions, and we don't throw a ton of offers out there because we know guys wanna come to Clemson. So we're very disciplined in that regard. I'm always trying to pump the brakes on the coaches. And I'm like, listen, I don't care if they get mad that we didn't offer them as a sophomore. Don't bother me. We'll get that senior that developed, that they can't take because they're full. The 10th graders that quit growing, or didn't get it done academically. You know, so that's just my own personal philosophy that we have in place here.
Yeah, but especially with how big Twitter and social media have gotten, how much do you think these recruits kind of recruit each other in addition to the work y'all are doing?
It's huge, and it falls in line with that. That's what happens. They all know. You know, they all know exactly what your needs are. It's not like the old days where nobody knew anything, you know. Everybody knows who you're recruiting. Everybody knows, all right, they're taking 1 running back, or taking 1 quarterback, or 2 wideouts, or 3 D linemen. You know, that's just the way it is, because you have to meet your needs. You're not gonna just sit there and go sign 10 defensive linemen, now you got no wideouts. It just doesn't work that way. So you have to stay disciplined in that regard. I think when you get undisciplined, you have issues. But they get to know each other at these camps, they're all talking to each other all the time. They've developed friendships and things, so there's no long distance anymore. So that's a big part of it. There's no question. You know, you have leaders. That's what I've always said. These guys that wait till signing day, all they're doing is following. Class is over. You know, if you really want to be a leader in your class, then lead. And that's what Sean Watson did. You know, he committed. I literally tried to talk him out of it because I knew what he was going to be, and I was like, oh my goodness. But I didn't know him as well then, and he was a 10th grader. But he said, I'm going to be your quarterback. He knew what he wanted to do. And so, as a 10th grader. And then he started recruiting other guys that he wanted to come, and then they wanted to come play with him. That's just how it all works. And again, they all are very aware of what the situation is. So it's interesting in that way. So guys that are that way, they lead. They lead, and they impact their class. Guys that come on signing day, it's great when you get a good guy like that, but they're just kind of adding on to class. Class is over.
Someone was asking Coach Streeter about a 2-quarterback system. Do you have any, or do you lean for that or against that, or is it just been waiting to see how it plays out?
Play the best players. If I got a junior version of Deshaun Watson and a sophomore version of Deshaun Watson, I'll play them both. Coach Bryant used to do that all the time. He'd take Joe Namath out and throw Kenny Stabler in there. I don't have a problem with that. I've never had a problem with that. Ideally, yeah, you'd like to have that clear-cut guy, but, you know, sometimes you just got very talented players. Like a defensive end. You take Vic Beasley out and put in Shaq Lawson when nobody was complaining. I don't really know why it's any different. It's really not. It's just running plays, and, you know, if it's truly equal, and it certainly can be that way. You know, you don't see it a ton at that position, but, you know, that's why Coach Bryant never had a Heisman in Alabama, because he just rolled. Hey, Joe Namath, he'd go play about 3 series, and he sat on the bench. Because Kenny's going to go out there and play, or whoever he's throwing in there. And, you know, that's, there's nothing wrong with having a bunch of great players. And if we got 2 guys that can win at a high level, I have no problem at all with it. That are leaders and have all the intangibles that you need, it's not a problem to me. I just want to win. I've never bought into that. It just, usually, there's always some separation at some point. Sometimes in college football, which is what happened with us, with Deshaun, you know, you can only go so far in practice. So you got we don't get preseason games. We don't get it. So you've got to go play a couple games and kind of watch it play out on the field. And then it can happen. But we just have to see. I don't have a problem with it.
Dabo, most coaches, every other coach in the country but you is looking back at the season and thinking, what if this play here or there. But do you find yourself looking back at all these last few weeks thinking, like, what about that play that could have gone another way or anything like that? Or do you look back at some of the plays?
No, it's eyes are, God put our eyes in front of our head, for a reason. That's just how I look at it. It's all about what's in front of us and what's next. Yeah, we learn, we get better, just like last year. I mean, we missed on a few plays, but I didn't go through the whole year miserable. Hey, it's just the way it is. That's football. You tip your hat to the opponent, you try to go get better, and man, charge back up the mountain, see if you get in that situation again. And we ran out of time last year, I thought. We had 1 second left this year. And made just a couple more plays than they did. But no, I don't run and worry about all that stuff. I just think you find a way to win and you move on. If you get beat, you learn, you move on. And I'm just proud of our team, really proud of our guys for how they competed, all year long. As I said many times, what an easy team it was to coach last year. I mean, just the bar's been set so high from a leadership standpoint. They were just easy to coach and fun. God, we had some fun all throughout the process.
If you beat Pittsburgh, do you win the national championship?
If we beat Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Because we'd be 15-0 instead of 14-1.
Okay, just why I thought you might have learned something from that game.
Yeah, hold on to the ball and stop the shovel pass. And buddy, every team we saw after that ran that shovel pass. Wish y'all could have been on the headsets. The coach would be like, "Yeah, run it again." It was awesome. We didn't see it many more times. We had some turnovers. We didn't really learn anything that we didn't know, other than we had to fix some things defensively that we didn't do a good job of because we couldn't stop them. And then offensively, you had 630 yards of offense, but it doesn't matter how many yards of offense you have. We needed one more point, and we had opportunities, but we didn't finish in the red zone. We had turnovers, and so you just move on. It's really that simple. But those guys were hungry, all year long. I think that game, certainly just I think was a eye opener for them that hey, you got to get those little things done, But as far as changing how we practice or guys being focused, that was all good all year long. All year long, it was good.
You guys win the national championship, and now two of your former players have a chance to win the Super Bowl this Sunday. As former coach of Vic Beasley, Brady Jarrett, how exciting for you to sit down, settle in, and watch those guys play on the biggest stage in football?
Yeah, awesome. I mean, just they're champions already to me. Just absolutely awesome. Two Georgia boys. One from Rockdale, another one down there, Dayersville. Second-year players, starters. You see what Vic's done in his second year, leading the league in sacks, and for them to have this opportunity in this moment is awesome. They didn't get a chance to be a part of the national championship here on the field, but they certainly were a huge part of setting us up to have a chance to continue to climb the mountain with their efforts and work ethic and so forth. But I'm really happy for them. And hey, man, I'm pulling for them. I mean, I just think it's, I've talked to both of them. They're excited, but I just, hey, Villanova won, the Cavs won, Cubs won, Clemson won. Falcons, I don't think we ever won, have they?
Yeah.
So why not? I'm pulling for the Falcons. I'd love to see it and love to see those guys be world champions.
Anything else?
What are the biggest advantages, both in recruiting and just on a day-to-day basis, of being in this new facility?
This place is going to be amazing. We got to wear it for a little while and kind of figure it all out. But it's just a game changer when you come in. I mean, everything for us is about having a great Clemson experience for these guys and making sure that they develop holistically as they go through this program, not just as football players, but, man, this is a facility that's gonna accentuate those opportunities. I mean, starting with the front door when you come in with the Paul journey, and what's gonna happen with our career and professional development that we're gonna do, right there at the Paul journey. I mean, it's just amazing, what Jeff Davis is coordinating. He and Allison down there, I'm just so proud of how we have formulated that and, you know, what it's gonna be able to do for our current players and our former players. You know, it's just amazing. So that's what it's all about. It's about, you know, developing champions, and then, you know, the building, it just sets the standard. You know, we talk about best is the standard. I don't think there's anything better. We want them to have fun, we want them to enjoy it. They're gonna compete every day in this building. There's gonna be competition going on every single day. And great things come from competition. You know, these players don't have a dorm. There's no dorm. It's not like they all live together, you know, or anything like that. You get into this situation, you know, where guys are with their position group. Man, these guys are gonna interact with each other, and it's just really gonna be, I think, a great team building type of a building for us. You know, just again, a chance to develop these guys and make sure they have an unbelievable experience here. And then the efficiency of this building, night and day. You know, we're not tramming our guys twice a day. We're here every day and with our players. The 20-hour work week, once you get into the fall, is really gonna change for us as far as our efficiency with that time. You know, and making the days a little shorter. You know, not having to, you know, because now you gotta give them time to get down, get on the tram over here, all that type of stuff. We literally come right out of our meetings, hopefully just pop right down the slide, right out on the practice field, and we're gonna be ready to go. So I just think the overall efficiency and just the team building that's gonna go on is gonna be special. So it's gonna be fun to kind of, like I said, wear it for a little while. And you know, the other thing that's been neat is just seeing the guys, I mean, just walking around. And I saw, when I was pulling up just a minute ago, I saw Sean Pollard and Cannon Smith with their fishing poles coming from the moat. I ain't even no fishing that much, I'll tell you that. But I saw them coming, they were just, you know, walking from the moat with their 2 fishing poles. And in my mind, I'm like, how awesome is this? It really is. So it's gonna be a great place for these guys, for them to come and bring their friends and whatever, and just, you know, enjoy being a top runner.
Any plans to move the media golf tournament to the golf simulator in the air conditioning?
About that, yeah, I tried that for the first time the other day. I walked through the whole building and I got a chance to actually try everything. It took me a little while to get my first strike. I think the floor was a little tilted, but I finally got a strike. But man, you know, I was so amazed at how realistic it was. I mean, I shanked it and I hooked it. That's kind of how my game is. But it's really neat to be able to go down there. And that's another thing. You talk about career development, professional development. A lot of these guys never held a golf club. For them to be able to learn how to play golf, for them to be able to, you know, putt and so forth, I think it's just awesome for their overall confidence and development. You know, it's not like they got to worry about actually hitting somebody. You know, they can go and they can play in this thing. It's amazing. I got a haircut in the barber shop. It looks nice the other day, and that was a neat experience. The dining hall is amazing. We had our junior day and Saturday, and that was really the first time to really, we did boxes everywhere, but it was the first time to just kind of be here. And the reaction from that and just the flow of it and the experience of it was amazing. You know, we're very, very blessed to have this facility, and we're going to take great care of it. I don't have any doubt it's going to be a huge impact. But as I said earlier, I don't care what kind of building you build. You know, you can go stay at the Ritz, but if they treat you like crap, you ain't happy. And you know, it ultimately comes down to the people in the building, and we've just got awesome people here. We've got awesome people, and starting with our players, guys like Christian, that really love Clemson, love their teammates, and then we've got an unbelievable staff and support staff to go with it. So that's what makes it. This isn't just a building, this is a home. And the neat thing for me is, you know, long-term wise, is to be a part of it and to know that this is where the Tigers are going to you know, they're gonna always play in Death Valley, but they're gonna always prepare to play right here. This ain't gonna be something in 5 years we're building a new facility. This is where the Tigers are gonna be forever. That's just a fact. You know, we may come back in 30 years and have been a new head coach here, and they you know, built a third level or added on, who knows, but this is where they're gonna be. And it's pretty cool to know that my grandkids will be able to come back here and see something that we were a part of building. It's special. It's special.
Thank you, Coach.
And I would also say congratulations to all you local media. You know, I saw Larry after the game for just a second, but all you local media, you know, you guys that cover us every day. We got some sometimers, but you guys that've been here from day one and you cover this program every day. You know, I know y'all aren't fans, but it's got to be pretty cool to be able to cover a national championship run. That's got to be pretty neat. So I'm happy for y'all too to get a chance to experience. A lot of people work their whole life in the media and maybe not get a chance to be a part of that. So I appreciate what y'all do, and I respect that opportunity for y'all too. And it's just neat. It's a neat experience for everyone, and what a fun ride. So, hey, everybody enjoy a little break. I know y'all got basketball tonight. We're going to take a little break, and we're going to come back, and guess what? Man, we're going to roll our sleeves up. We're going to get ready to go right back up that mountain and go have a great 2017 season. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
You've been helping DC cover official basketball.
This way, just do it right.
Yeah, we're going on to basketball.
Which is the conference.
5 to 15 hours.
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, like the domino. Like maybe for this weekend or.
You were never successful.
Oh, you see that?
He pulled his congratulations. Opened up a spot for another congratulations.
Brad, go ahead and ask our question if you don't mind.
So Maya sometime or now.
No.
You know where it's
Not
you
plugged in
working
our,
here?
I think I work working there for a little bit, maybe. Probably too early.
Looks like a drum pad. Looks like you've had a little too much.
Are we on staying here? Staying here for this one?
Yeah, he said it was all right. Somebody else.
I do. Look, this tiger.
Yeah, that's